foundation of the family is the male man, not the woman. Write it down. The man is the foundation. That's exactly the order. God created him first. Then later said it's not good for him to be alone. He now went inside him and took a rib, opened his side, and brought out a rib from where he made a woman. So I'm going to give you a picture now so that you see what happened. When you have a seed in your hand, that's the foundation for starting a plant family. That seed is always the man. When you put that seed in the soil and you want to plant a particular family of trees, it might be banana family or plantain family or mango family. When you put that seed in the ground, the first thing that comes out is roots. There is no shoot until there is root. So germination happens downward before it happens outward. Now, that root goes down, and because it's foundation that must be laid first before you start going up with the building. That root, that seed and his root is the father, is the man. When there is now something to carry whatever that will go up, and the truth is that as things start going up, the further it goes, the more the root must go further down in order to hold it. That shoot that comes up after the root, that one that breaks when the side is opened up of the tree and something starts germinating through the soil upward, that's the woman. That's exactly what God did in the garden when he opened the Adam side. It's germination. So as a man, when you germinate, the first thing that comes out of you is your wife. Your wife is not a different person. It's still you expressed in another form. So, sometimes we actually think, I wish I had bread here. I would have demonstrated something. Anybody has biscuit? Anything? Maybe it's your food, but you give me one piece of bread. Yes. Is that biscuit? What is it? Bring it. Let me see what it is. What is it? It's biscuit. Just one piece. Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, give it back to her. This looks nice. I feel like biting a little. I'm trying to lose some weight, so this is not part of the deal. Pasokwe, vegetables and fruits. That's what we need in Port Harcourt. Anyway, but by the way, just watch this. We talk about the oneness of the man and his wife when you bring them together to unite them. What you need to understand is that there was oneness before they were separated. And then marriage covenant is when you bring that union back. Hello? That's why when you are searching for her, they say you are searching for your missing rib. The rib was part of you, and then that's why there are elements for finding her. When you find the person you are to marry, it's just natural. Sometimes you are looking for it, and the person is around because the person is your friend. Is the person you are comfortable with. You tell the person your secrets. You like the person's company. You will get along on a number of things. But sometimes, because now there is no profession of love or whatever, the person might be acting more like a friend or like your sister. It tells you the truth. And you're looking for something else because you are looking for flesh instead of looking for substance. So watch this. You go here and break out a part. Then you mold it into a shape, another shape that complements this. I'll give you pictures. Because you have marriages everywhere. You might not be noticing them. Have you ever seen knife and fork? That's marriage, husband and wife. The same element, you made them. Well, now what you make is two complementary components. So that this can complete this and this completes this. When they were together, it was a homogeneous one. But now you want oneness, but with diversity that adds value to each other. Because he said it's no good for man to be alone. Oh, okay. Maybe you need to get it. I'm trying to talk to you as pastors and move and not have to lay too many foundations. But I need to lay this just in case there's somebody here who have not understood those basics. When Adam was made initially, he was both male and female. Yes, the body was male, but all the components of him, just like God. God is both father and mother. Yes. It was complete representation of God. Okay, show it to them. Genesis chapter 1 now, verse 26. Let them see it in the Bible. This is the manufacturer, so that you see what he made. In verse 26, he defines his mission and purpose for making man. Let us make man in our image and let them have dominion over all of these things that was created. You can see it there. His mission or purpose is to have dominion, to be the steward, the manager over every other thing that God created on the earth. His dominion did not extend to heaven, except the skies, the first heaven, where the things created on earth can reach, like birds can fly everywhere. I flew through aircraft because it's within our dominion. If you want to go to God's planet called heaven now, this aircraft that brought me here can't reach there. You need other technology. Like the one that took Jesus back to heaven, and we're going to ride that on the day of the rapture. Look at verse 27. He now made the man. Look at what that man looks like. And God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. He's a male. God is a father, he's a male. But all the components are in him. Look at it. Male and female created he what? So where was the woman then? In the man. Excuse me, when you have a seed, where is the tree? And maybe I should even ask one more question. The tree is inside the seed. But if I ask you one more question, where are the fruits? So where are all the children? Like Cain, Abel, and you? Where were you at this time? Inside Adam. But you can't get the children out till you get the mother out. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Do you know that when Jesus came here as the new Adam, that he also came whole with the fullness of the Godhead? Both male, female, everything was inside him. When he went to the cross, do you know why they used javelin to pierce him again? Because the seed must open to release the woman. When they pierced him, blood and water came out, and that's when the church was born. The church is the female. We are bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh, just like the woman is bone of the man's bone and flesh of his flesh. That's why loving your wife is not loving another person. It's not loving in-law. It's loving yourself. Loving your husband is looking after your own self. Who takes care of your car for you? You. Who takes care of your shoe for you? You. Who takes care of your clothes for you, even to send them to dry cleaner? You. Who takes care of your hair for you? You. Who brushes your mouth for you? You. Who takes your bath for you? You. Oh, you don't know. The way you look after your body is the way you look after your spouse. That's what this whole thing about covenant is. It's not buying another person. Of course, the policy I ran for most of those years is that I put her first in everything. If there is a car, I give her the biggest one, the finest one, the newest one. You don't see me driving the new cars. I drive the old one and leave her with the new one. It doesn't matter who bought it for me. If we want to buy, I buy her 3 times, 4 times, at one time 7 times. I can function like this for a whole week with this black thing, just changing the underwears. But I did that. I'm not talking about teaching it. I practiced covenant-based thing. Reaped the benefit. Was the happiest man on earth. Enjoyed all the wonderful provision. And I would tell people, and I was telling them from experiential knowledge, it's the closest thing to heaven. Rode on it. And this thing happens to ministry too. You can learn the principles and it will bring you to success. But you see, what takes you to the top is what sustains you there. You don't leave it. You don't go up with, you turn on the engine, go up as an aircraft. When you get up, you turn it off. If you turn it off, what are you going to do? Crash. Now, so this man was male and female inside. It was complete. But in chapter 2, God said, the way he is everything inside is not good. Just like God needs fruit. God needs children. You don't know why he created us? He needed children. Because all of us were inside him. One of the reasons Jesus came to earth is to find a bride, to find his wife. And he found her. The bride price paid was his death. So what we do in wedding is to bring these two back again. If you know about the union, the oneness of the two individuals, and their elements, you can find that man, you can find that woman when you need to find a spouse. The problem is that people are looking for the wrong thing. Sometimes people use their own hand to get what will kill them. It's like when you're finding the parts of a car. It's not every part that will fit. Because everything has a size. There are cars that go with very big tires, like trucks. You don't take that and put in your SUV. Then you tip the balance this way and create problems. And there are also other tires that go with small tires. Cars that go with small tires. You don't take the truck tire for SUV and put it in there. And even without being spiritual, by just following the laws that God put in nature, you can find out. There are people who have found their spouse who are born again. And are living very well. I know that when the Wampa talks, he makes almost everything spiritual. Everything is not spiritual there. Because God made the spiritual world and made the physical world. He made heaven, made earth. So the laws he made in realms are his laws. So part of what is required there are spiritual. The other parts are even out there in nature. Sometimes you see Paul say, does not even nature teach you? If a woman is praying or prophesying with her head uncovered, that is a shame. He said even nature should teach you that one. There are a lot of things about God you can learn in nature. Just like I'm using plants now to teach you marriage. When you bring out the first offspring of a seed, which is a tree, it looks different from the tree, from the seed. If you bring the seed now, a mango seed, and look at the tree, they look different. But here is one thing. The tree, among its many purposes, is to give the seed productivity. Is to reveal the productive power of the seed. Because the seed will not produce fruits or offsprings or children, if you want to use that word, without the tree. Just like Jesus cannot bear fruit, produce offspring without the church. If we don't win the world, they will not be won. And Jesus will not come and take over and do it. Just like a man cannot take over and become pregnant. He will wait for a generation that will obey him. And if we don't do it, he won't come. If you don't know, one of the things delaying his coming is our failure, disobedience to the Great Commission. failure to finish the task. That's why in Matthew 24 he said, when we do that in verse 14, this gospel of the kingdom is preached in all the earth. Then. The word then was applied as a definite to tell us this is what will happen, then it will come. So in marriage, in weddings and all of that, we bring the two back. Both of them are Adam. Please, Genesis 1. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him. Male and female created he them. There is something missing. Okay, God blessed them and told them to be fruitful. That's where the children and productivity of other types will come out from. Chapter 5. Let me look at it again. I want to see where he said, in the book of generation of Adam, in the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Verse 2. And you see it again. Male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name what? Both of them are Adam. Say it, Adam is their name. Is the name for both the male and the female. So that's why when the man finds you back and brings you back, he removes your father's name and puts his name on you. The two shall become one. Then the program is complete. Then any level of productivity, bearing fruit in finance, in business, in ministry can happen. Before then, what you're doing is not good. You won't go very far. You know, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. So when that trial hit us, and in my natural self, I'm about to teach a major principle now. So in case you are having, because this deliverance, like this one I'm about to give you now, is deliverance for every family that is unhealthy. Every family that has been stuck. The enemy has stung you with a disease, and there is now sickness in that relationship. Here is the cure. Because I had to go back and go back to what God taught and revelation that worked, that we have lived. I had to go back, and me had to go back first. Because the foundation is the man, not the woman. If the woman collapses, the family has no collapse. But if the man collapses, everything is done. Is gone. A tree does not die because you cut off his branch. A tree dies the moment you cut off his roots. I don't think you heard me. Are you hearing me? Men, take responsibility. How this thing will go is on you. Doesn't matter. If Eve ate the forbidden fruit and Adam did not eat, we won't need redemption today. All of us were in Adam, not in Eve. Eve came from there. There were other things to come out from there. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let's get that one there. If the foundation is destroyed, then what can the righteous do? There's nothing anybody can do. The children will fail. If you cut the root, all the fruits will wither. Divorce has deadly impact on children. Devastating impact on them. Divorce also has devastating impact on women. Divorce also has very devastating impact even on men. Because divorce is amputation. It's like taking dorma and cutting that tree in the middle. You can see the tree will be bleeding, just like if they're amputating your hand off. It's you that is being cut. You can't say it's them. cutting your hand off, they are pulling out your leg. He says it's them. All this he, me language is the reason you are in a mess. So I had to go back to the covenant of marriage, and as I was studying it, I saw, okay. The only thing that is truly missing here is that the devil stole truths, revelation, the building blocks. We know it, we've forgotten, we've left it, and I assume that if you have trained, invested, they all know. It's like, it doesn't work like that. It's the man that takes the responsibility. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 26. I need to show you something. What Jesus does for the church. If Jesus fails to do this for 1 year, there will be effect on your life. That he might sanctify and cleanse it. This is what he does for the church. With what? The washing of the water by what? The word. Knowledge is what you build anything with. Knowledge, revelation is, he said, on this rock, and the rock is revelation. Revelation is what you build with. Revelation is what the devil attacks. When the word of God is preached, the birds of the air come to steal some of the seeds that are cast. So once they steal it from you, you go back to where you used to be. You know the truth. The truth will set you free. Once this truth is stolen from you, you go back to bondage. True wisdom is a house built, a family. Is with knowledge, not with emotion. No matter how emotional you are, how can you build an aircraft if you don't have the knowledge? No matter how emotional you are, how can you build a car if you don't have the knowledge? No matter how emotional you are, how can you build a 4-story building? You will build what will kill you. Thank God for emotion and all this getting excited up and down. That's not what makes marriage work. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. This is the husband of the church. That's what he's doing to the church. Then verse 27, that he might present it to himself, a glorious church, not having spot and wrinkle. It's with the washing of the water, he removes all the spots and wrinkle and make her glorious. A husband, the word husband is farmer. You know husbandry, animal husbandry. You are farming animals. A plant husbandry, like you call a plant nursery. Plant husband is that you're farming crops. A husband is a farmer. It's somebody that takes something at its raw state and groom it and grow it into its full-blown stage. So he takes you as a sinner, Jesus, with all your mess, saves you, cleanses you, then he starts using his word to construct you to become all that he planned for you to be. The Pastor David that is a blessing to the world is the Pastor David that Jesus built from a criminal, a sinner that was doomed to perish, from the worst sinner that was out there perishing, and he picked me, he saved me, he cleansed me. That's what you do with a woman. When a man does not have the ministry of the word, he doesn't have instruments to build anything. It's not ability to sleep with women and impregnate women that makes you a man. Even madmen can do it. Small boys can also do it. Teenagers can do it. The office of a father is an office, like an office in government. The office of a husband is an office. No woman should remain the way she was in her father's house when she enters your hand. And I did it, succeeded. Produce something on another level of value. The whole world admired it. Then serpent paid it a visit after almost 20 years. Today, I have the testimony of building it and redeeming it. Just like Jesus. Creating it and redeeming it when he fell. And being more happy after redeeming it than I was before. Do you succeed with only what is already perfect? Can you take what is broken and make it, and mend it? Then you are a husband. Do you succeed with only what is fine? Maybe what somebody has built. Do you know how to build something? And this ministry, because the two are one, both of them are Adam, is also a woman's ministry. Many of you are looking for a ready-made man. Stop looking. Take a nobody like a David, who is a bush boy, who is running around, and groom a husband. Because a wife is also a groomer. A groomer. You don't just make your children, you make your own man. You don't do it by nagging him. Nagging him is destroying him. You produce the opposite of what you want. What do you want? I will show you how to do it. John chapter 1 verse 17. If you guys can learn this, anybody can preach anything he likes, read books and preach. So some of the things I'm preaching, you can't find them in books, because I have taken the ones in books and lived them, practiced them, and now I have an understanding that I give you. I'm not just a second-hand person talking. I'm talking about somebody who lived it, somebody who obeyed God's word and saw the result, and somebody who have fought battles and defeated the devil. Defeated the worst thing the devil can throw at a human being. The law came by Moses. Because Old Testament was a marriage between God and Israel, New Testament is a marriage between Jesus and the church. The original marriage collapsed in divorce. They tried many times to patch it. One time they divorced. Israel was in captivity for 70 years. Another time, yes. That's why a man wrote a book, God divorced Israel and married the church. But because in Christ, Israel was also redeemed again, so you can't just say it's a permanent divorce, because both the Jews and the Gentiles are now being made one in Christ. So there is no replacement theology. Don't go and say God has divorced Israel. God has redeemed Israel back. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Okay, but let's see. The first ended up in divorce because that first was built purely on law.